Pop royalty rarely crash lands this hard. Just 2 years ago, Katy Perry was strutting through a life-size Vegas dollhouse, selling the dream that anything you touch can turn to gumdrop gold. Then the lights dimmed, fast. Resorts World says her residency bled cash. Her comeback album 143 fell off the Billboard 200 in under a fortnight, and her big Lifetimes tour can't fill half the seats after a polarizing spaceflight stunt. How did a $400 million hitmaker become Las Vegas's most expensive cautionary tale? Hold tight, because every chapter gets rougher than the last. But the downfall didn't begin with a botched album launch. It began under the brightest lights on the Strip. In 2021, Resorts World Las Vegas lured Perry away from Caesars Palace with a jaw-dropping nightly fee. Insiders peg it between $750,000 and $900,000 per show. Executives banked on 80 candy pop spectacles to anchor the casino's opening era, but foot traffic never matched the spreadsheets. 3 years later, a Resorts World source called the entire venture a complete failure, admitting the residency lost the luxury hotel money. Audiences raved about Perry's surreal set pieces, giant talking toilets, and inflatable Vegas dice. But outside the showroom, slots kept spinning empty. One former marketing staffer quipped, "We sold way more Katy plushies than room nights." By 2023's curtain call, Resorts World quietly shelved all talk of a renewal. Caesars had lost the bidding war, yet somehow they dodged the bullet. What misfire turned a guaranteed cash cow into red ink? Casino analysts now say Resorts World assumed Perry's American Idol fame would convert TV families into hotel guests. Yet, pandemic-era tourists craved budget nostalgia acts, not new-school pop pageantry. Caesars, meanwhile, redirected its war chest to older millennial icons with proven ticket pull, effectively letting Resorts World overpay for a demographic mismatch. Behind the scenes, Perry's team delivered on every contract point. No missed shows, no blown vocals. Yet the casino's accountants watched spa bookings and table revenue lag. When Resorts World execs tried extending the residency at a lower guarantee, Perry's camp declined. The Strip whispered that she was no longer welcome in Vegas circles that count. If Vegas proved the numbers could go south, Perry's next move would show they could plummet off a cliff. October 2024, with blockbuster promo and a Dr. Luke production tag, 143 debuted at number 143, 6 on the Billboard 200, then free fell 70 spots and vanished in less than 2 weeks. Critics panned its disco-tinged nostalgia, while fans blasted Perry for reuniting with a producer still mired in controversy. First-week sales netted roughly 65,000 units, but the drop-off signaled minimal repeat streams. The lyrics read like Instagram captions, "I see you, I feel you, 143, yet the tone felt oddly disconnected from the economic reality hitting many listeners. Music writer Roger Friedman summed it up, "A comeback handed to her on a silver platter, and she blew it." Album momentum gone, Perry pivoted to a bold PR swing that would literally leave Earth, only to watch public opinion nosedive even faster. On April 14, 2025, Perry boarded Blue Origin flight NS-31, the first all-female passenger crew in suborbital history. Marketed as a feminist milestone, the 11-minute hop erupted into online mockery. Critics decried the mega-carbon joyride, and memes compared the $300,000 ticket to lighting money on rocket fuel. News outlets reported Perry felt like a human piñata for ridicule, bruised by viewers who saw a stunt rather than a statement. Comedian Amy Schumer riffed that Perry left the planet to avoid her album's sales figures. Harsh? Sure. But nothing stings like fans chanting alien emojis under your tour trailer. And when that trailer dropped, the ticket counters told an even uglier story. By spring, the Lifetime's World Tour rolled across the U.S., with cavernous gaps in the rafters. The Economic Times highlighted rows of unsold seats and resale prices dipping under $20, the kind of discount usually reserved for state fair nostalgia acts. Promoters blamed Blue Origin backlash and the cold reception of 143. In late April, IB Times noted that several arena sections were curtained off, and 2 Mexico dates were postponed for logistical reasons, industry code for sluggish sales. On May 20th in Nevada, Perry briefly halted her set to scold a fan named Kyle for DMing Orlando Bloom, "Stay away from my man." The outburst went viral, but insiders later confirmed Kyle was a plant to tee up the possessive single, "I'm his, he's mine." Millions watched the clip. Far fewer bought tickets. Commenters now mocked not only the seat maps, but the stage itself. TikTok critics pounced on AI-generated backdrops and toy store space helmets, dubbing the visuals Party City NASA. Some fans claimed Perry looked checked out, noting she skipped choreo to wave at VIP guests. The Tribune recapped one moment where she threatened ejection, again scripted, then breezed into a half-hearted dance break. Rumor has it production budgets were tightened after the Vegas write-down, forcing designers to swap animatronics for cheaper inflatables. Whether or not that's true, the optics said budget cut. One lighting tech tweeted, then deleted, "It's hard to make plastic planets look premium when you're reusing cables from 2017. With the tour wobbling, Perry looked back to Vegas for stability, only to find the door bolted. Perry once gushed, "I can see myself being in Vegas for periods of time for the rest of my life." But Strip insiders now whisper that no top-tier venue will gamble 8 figures after Play's disappointing ROI. Caesars execs reportedly feel vindicated for losing the 2021 bidding war. A senior marketing VP told an industry podcast, "Sometimes the best win is the one you don't get." He didn't mention Perry by name, but listeners connected the neon dots. MSG Sphere buzzed with hopes of a post-U2 pop residency, yet sources say Perry's team never made the shortlist. Companies courting Gen Z tourists want holographic K-pop groups, not 2010 radio titans fighting meme fatigue. And that's where the narrative could end. Except pop culture loves a phoenix. History shows that pop downfalls often precede reinvention. Think Madonna's erotica crash before Ray of Light, or Mariah's glitter era before the emancipation of Mimi. Perry's insiders hint at a stripped-back songwriter project. No candy props, no Dr. Luke, just acoustic confessionals. She told Vegas Weekly that residencies offered a touchstone, suggesting she might still circle back if the music clicks. A savvy pivot could also be television. After 7 seasons of American Idol, execs loved her meme-worthy faces and honest feedback. In the era of streaming competition shows, a Katy-helmed docuseries on rebuilding a career could hook the very viewers who now doom-scroll her missteps. Still, reality is colder than Vegas AC. Radio might not forgive a lukewarm era, and stadium promoters remember empty chairs more than viral clips. If the next record flops, there may be no more billion-dollar casino safety nets. So here's where we leave the pop star, once crowned Queen of Neon Dreams. A residency that hemorrhaged cash, an album that ghosted the charts, a spaceflight that invited more jokes than applause, and a tour gasping for buzz. Yet the same industry that eats an artist alive often hands them the mic again, if the story feels cinematic. Will Katy Perry's glitter rocket reignite for a triumphant second orbit, or has the final firework already fizzled out? Watch this space, because in pop culture, the next plot twist is always just one viral moment away.